All right, guys, doing a dig in a basement, kind of picking and choosing stuff that we want. I'm going to make a pile, so I'm going to go through. There's lots of games. These are all empty cases. There's all kind of peripherals, system stuff. It's a little dark down here. That's why I have the light on. I forgot what these are called, but I've had one of these before. Some stuff. I've already kind of made a pile going on. He literally has everything. He used to do an eBay store, testing station, and then my good buddy Michael came along for the ride, try to find some cool stuff, give this nice gentleman some money, and a little fun piece right there that might come home with me. Some other games and stuff. There's games and things everywhere, so I'll show you more as I kind of dig through and make a pile. So no idea what I'm grabbing, no idea what it's going to cost, so we'll go from there. So stay tuned, guys. I hope you enjoy. You don't got to apologize for that. It's kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not a big Star Trek, but that's definitely cool.
What it is, my wife and I like Star Trek and Star Wars. They showed me a movie to keep up. Then they probably keep
cool.
it unless you're really in love with it. In which case,
No, it's cool because it's got the triple thing on the front or whatever that is. But
yeah, it's a good.
No, that's cool.
Had that.
He's 18 now, but his collections are great. Jesse.
Oh, that's cool. I feel like I don't see the Marge one much.
I remember when the original SK1 came out. Computer game?
Computer games, yeah. We should just a long box computer game stuff.
On a Dreamcast. Uh-oh, now he's done it.
Trying to get them in order. So we can see which ones that they...
Are these games over here ones you're keeping, or?
Probably, yeah. Those
Okay.
are like the good ones that I played a lot.
Yeah.
Unless you see something you're crazy about.
It's pretty dope. Pretty dope, pretty dope. What'd you find so far, Michael?
A bunch of VHS.
VHS.
Bunch of VHS stuff.
No, that's all 90s. Might be a couple vintage mixed in, but
Like me,
technically millennial, I think.
Highly amusing.
I'm a millennial.
I'm first year Gen X, so I'm almost a boomer. But
Four games. Nice.
But
What's going on, guys? So I just want to show you some of the highlights of the pickup of the collection that I got. Not even really a collection. It was a former reseller on eBay. He's had stuff sitting around. So we got in contact with each other. And this is just some of the stuff I picked up. I'll throw up some pictures of the piles of other stuff. I got boxes next to me full of, you know what, I'll just show you. Hold on. So here's boxes of PS2 games, Xbox games. I need to go through because some of it is unfortunately scratched, but a lot of it looks like it should be fine. I don't know if I'll have time to test it for Retro World because it's this Friday. So I'm trying to get this stuff done ahead of time. The garage is a complete disaster because I'm trying to obviously get things ready. But all this stuff here, if not, it'll end up being in Arkansas. So not a big deal, but a lot of cool stuff here. I already separated some of it, like this is all sports games. And then I think this one is actually mostly empty cases. And then those are different games valuing from a few dollars to $20 to $30. So very nice there. Also, these two chests here. I think I'm going to keep one, and then the other one's going to go to Retro World. Very cool drawer sets that have the Nintendo branding on the front. Very happy there. That box over there is more of the other stuff, and then there's another one over there as well. So that's the stuff that was put on at the end. So let me show you the better stuff. And this is the better stuff. Sorry, I'm making everybody dizzy. First, I'll just kind of throw this in. This is not from that. I got this from my buddy's shop, Eric, the Emporium of Retro and Interesting Collectibles. I love going there, and I brought him some stuff. I got some cash, and I made a trade for these. They will be at Retro World. I think Dead Aim I'm keeping, because unfortunately I've sold that multiple times, not realizing I didn't have it in my collection. I'm not keeping the GameCube versions of Resident Evil. I don't need to. I have them all on the other system, so the GameCube stuff will be for sale at Retro World. So, put those off to the side. Now, as you can see here, there's some really good stuff here. All these Robs were, everything was made as like a bulk deal. We kind of went around doing like different things and then came to a price at the end. All these Robs are really cool. They all have at least tagged some sort of issue. I haven't tested him yet, so I haven't had a chance to go through. This one on the back, his head is actually broken. But, you know, even as parts pieces, they're nice to have on the shelf. Like, I have one complete working that's sitting on my shelf. I don't think it really mattered if it worked or not because I don't use it. So anybody looking for like a shelf piece, I've already had multiple people hit me up on these from what I posted on my Instagram. So we'll see what ends up being left. Obviously, you can see two of them a little more yellow than the rest. They are very dirty because they were sitting on a shelf for years. It's like you can see the dust coming off of these. So I'll clean them up too. But and then just this, I'll get to those in a second. But this stuff is just stuff I pulled out. Both of these work. This one's missing the battery cover. This one has a not great label. That one, I'm going to see if I can get the name off of it. I don't think it'll be that hard. But they both work. I got which one is this one? This is just the original Game Shark version 2. I don't remember what these go for. But like I said, I made a pile and we kind of went from there. Some decent NES stuff. Some has manuals, some don't. I think the only one I'm keeping is The Last Starfighter. I think anything else I'd want to keep I already have. But The Last Starfighter was one of my favorite movies when I was younger. Some PS1 stuff. I think the back art for Looney Tunes is reprinted, and Warpath is disc only, basically. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's all there the discs are there aside from that. So those will be priced accordingly. The Breath of Fire 3 is a PAL version, which is kind of cool. He doesn't even know where he had gotten that from, but it's still like a $50 game, so that's pretty cool. And then another one for my collection is RoboCop 3. You guys know I'm a big RoboCop guy, so happy to have that. Sliding over here, these were kind of a weird throw-in at the end. Two of them have the sensor bars and everything. I'm keeping one because the one in my collection is a small and these are large, and this actually fits my giant mitt. So I'm keeping this one. I haven't tested them. I don't really know how to test them like properly. So I'm going to see if I can, if I have time. But I think I'm keeping one, so I'll have another one from my collection. One is probably going to my buddy Cruz, and then the other one will be available at Retro World. So, like I said, I'm going to try to test them, and we'll figure it out. Let's see. So, let's move a couple of these out of the way. All right, so all these long box games, a couple Sega CDs, a couple Sega Saturns, were a cool find. He had them off on a shelf somewhere. The Diamond in the Rough here, which I didn't think of, is actually this one here, the Minnesota Fats. It's a pool game, and that's like a $50 game on the Saturn, so that was kind of a cool pickup. Didn't realize when I grabbed it what it was worth. I was just kind of grabbing stuff that I don't see to be able to get it out there. Just the reason I grabbed the Mega Carts. Why I grabbed these, I'm drawing a wicked blank all of a sudden. And then the Genesis games were nice find. Grab some 64 stuff. I'm going to see if I can clean that one up. I know it's only like $15-20, but still. Ready to Rumble, Killer Instinct Gold. I think I have a manual to go with that one. Perfect Dark. As you can see, Jet Force Gemini and Micro Machines. I'm going to see if I can get that sticker off since it's not really on the label. I should be able to do that with no problem. So, and then that's just everything but the game, but that might be in the cheap games too. I got to go through them and see if I can find it, but kind of cool to have the big box. And last but not least, I mean, certainly not, there's a ton of stuff in this collection, or buy. Virtual Boy with 2 games, the Mario Tennis and Wario Land. This is a personal piece. I'm keeping this. It works. It's tested. We plugged it in. Unfortunately, he did not have the stand or the eyepiece for it, and it's super dusty. It was sitting on a shelf. So those I'm going to get secondhand. Not hard to get at all. So that'll be a nice piece. It's something I've been looking for a long time in my collection, and was finally able to grab one. So happy there. And then this guy, tested and works. It is the Atari Lynx. I've never had one of these in my possession before. Let me show you real quick. So the Atari Lynx tested and works. There's no batteries in it right now. We had some at his house. We tested it. It's got a cool sun shield on it, which is nice because you basically pop it open and then it sits up. So that screen is beautiful. All original condition. It's got the the plug for your car. It's got paperwork. It's got male female connector. I'm not sure what that's for. Bunch of paperwork stuff. And 2 games, California Games in Pac-Land. Very cool. Very happy to have that in my possession. Unfortunately, I'm not keeping it. It's not something I need to keep. Not something I was actively looking for. So this will be at Retro World Expo, which is this weekend. By the time you guys see this video, it'll be happening because this should come out on Friday. Friday's the first day of the show, so I'll try to put this out nice and early, and you guys get to see some of this stuff. So if you're looking for any of the stuff, make sure you come. Like I said, some of the lower end stuff might not make it, but most of this stuff here, I'm actually going to price out right now and make it. The Power Glove box I'm keeping. The box is beat to hell, but I just kind of wanted the box. I'm going to see what I can do to kind of make it look a little nicer, but I'm keeping that, so don't ask about that. But everything else should be there, especially the Atari Lynx. Super nice piece. Super happy to have it in my possession. I'm glad I've been able to own one, at least for a little while. So guys, if you haven't, make sure you go get your tickets to Retro World Expo. It's going to be a ton of fun. 10-year anniversary. All the guys are going to be there. So Pixel Game Squad and myself, and I mean, no, we're not on the same level, but still. There's going to be a lot of fun guys there. My buddy Cruz is going to be there, so you guys make sure you come and see us. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, comment down below, all the fun stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.